Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
On the maps of southwestern America, the desert that stretched for 90 miles north of Las Cruces was called Jornado del Muerto, which in English means the journey of the dead man. And this may have been the reason for the name. It all began on an April day as an army courier rode through Apache country toward the fort at San Marcial.
Over.
Kulalay. Tokendalo. Makenga.
He's wounded badly, Tonto.
Me go after the men who shot him.
Oh, we'll go after them later. Right now, this fellow needs our attention. We'll get him over there in the shade. You get some bandages from the saddlebag. He's coming around, Tonto.
Here, canteen, Kimasabi.
Mask. Now, you take it easy, soldier. We're here to help you. That's enough. Thanks. Have you any idea why this attack was made on you?
No. Not unless they wanted to rob me. Nothing strange about Apaches attacking a white man.
True, but the Apaches in this territory belong to the Mescalero tribe. And Chief Lazito has signed a peace treaty with the government.
Maybe them not Mescalero Apaches, Kimasabi.
They were Mescaleros, all right. I remember. I thought at the time the leader could have been a white man. His skin was lighter than it should have been.
Did you notice anything else about him?
Yeah, he had a scar. A half-moon-shaped scar on his left cheek.
Crazy Wolf.
Yes, Tonto. It looks as though we may be close to catching up with him at last.
You men know him?
Him renegade. White outlaw who lived with Apaches for many years. At one time, him lieutenant to Geronimo.
You see, the Apaches gave him the name of Crazy Wolf when they adopted him into the tribe. His real name is Cantrell. After he left Geronimo, he went to Kansas. When the law closed in on him there, he disappeared. I might have guessed he'd seek refuge with the Apaches again.
Maybe we can get after him.
Young fellow, you're in no condition to go after anybody.
No, I feel fine. I'm just a little weak.
Kimasabi.
I think he'll be all right, Tonto. He may be unconscious for some time. You'd better take him back to the fort. Then I'll... Soldier, Tonto. Holster your gun.
All right, what's going on here?
We're glad you came by, Lieutenant.
I bet you're glad. Drop your guns.
You not understand.
No?
Courier was shot by a band of Apaches. We bandaged his wound.
You bandaged him. What's the idea of the mask?
I have good reason for keeping my identity hidden. Perhaps your commanding officer at the fort, Colonel Rice, has spoken of...
Colonel Rice has been recalled to Washington. Major Trask is in command at San Marcial.
Unfortunately, I'm not acquainted with Major Trask.
You'll have a chance to meet him soon enough. Pick up the soldier.
Lieutenant, it's absolutely essential I speak with the chief of the Mescaleros at once.
Maybe so, mister, but I have my orders. The rule book says we're to bring in all suspicious characters for questioning.
Someday, Lieutenant, you'll probably learn that past orders don't always cover new situations. The good officer is one who can also make decisions for himself.
Pick him up.
Ready, Tonto?
Be ready, Kimasabi.
Get a rope, Tonto, and tie his hands, but not too tightly.
I won't forget this, mister.
You tie hands.
You'll be able to work yourself free in a few minutes, Lieutenant. Then you can take the courier back to the fort. And now, if you'll excuse us.
Camp Pablo Cito only a short distance away, Kimasabi.
Yes, Tonto. can't understand why we haven't met any of his lookouts.
Kimasabi, that Juan, grandson of Lucito.
Greetings, Juan. We've traveled many miles. We wish to see Lucito.
Lucito not well. You go back now.
To turn friends away who come in peace is unworthy of a mescalero. Distrust rests only in the false heart, like that of Crazy Wolf.
Crazy Wolf, my friend. Crazy Wolf, great warrior. You go back.
I'm also your friend, Juan. A better one, I think, than Crazy Wolf. And I don't believe the grandson of Lucito would shoot a friend in the back. Tonto?
Tahemka. Lucito.
My friends,
Greetings, Lucito.
many moons passed since last meeting with Masked Man and Tonto.
I hope there have been peaceful moons for you, Lucito.
Mescaleros no longer go on warpath. Signed treaty with white man.
And yet a white soldier was shot today. By mescaleros.
Shot. Me not believe. Masked friend make mistake.
There was no mistake. The attack was made by two of your braves, and it was led by Crazy Wolf. Does Crazy Wolf ride with your tribe now?
Why you ask that question?
Because Crazy Wolf is a dangerous man. A man who could turn your braves into thieves and murderers like himself. And because he is a white man, he must be taken back to face white man's justice.
Taken back by you, mister?
By me, Cantrell.
No. Crazy Wolf white by birth. Apache by choice. Apache not go to white man's court.
And where does that leave you, mister?
Sholeto. Masked man and Tonto my friends. While Lucito chief, them not be harmed. Lucito old. Sick. Want see all men be friends. All men.
Kimasabi, look like him have fever.
How long have you had this illness, Lucito?
Many days. Fire in stomach, fire in head.
He'll be better soon. I've been giving him special medicine. Apache medicine.
In the town of Las Cruces, past the desert, there is a hospital. Go to the doctors there.
Las Cruces far away.
If you need help to get there, ask for it at the fort.
Don't listen to him, Lucito. If you go to the fort, you'll be jailed. If you go to the hospital, you'll be killed.
Me not know. Lucito wants sleep. Lucito tired.
We'll be leaving now, Lucito. But I ask you to remember what I've said. Come on, Tonto.
No doubt we'll meet again, mister.
No doubt at all, Cantrell. Well, Tonto, at least we aren't being followed.
What we do, Kimasabi? Lucito not give Crazy Wolf to us, and if Lucito die...
The important thing at the moment is to see that the men at the fort treat Lucito right if he decides to go there. Perhaps you'd better ride to San Marshal. Try to arrange an appointment with Major Trask for me. I'll meet you at camp.
You think Major Trask fair, man?
I hope so, Tonto. I certainly hope so.
Lieutenant, I still do not understand. Never in my years of service have I had an officer of mine overcome by having dirt thrown in his face.
It won't happen again, Major Trask. Incidentally, sir, I sent the courier on to the hospital in Las Cruces as you ordered.
Huh.
I hope his dispatch doesn't contain bad news.
Bad enough, Lieutenant. I've been requested to report personally to the commanding general of Santa Fe. With Captain Casey and Captain Getting on maneuvers, you will be the senior officer here.
Me, sir, but I...
Well, see who it is.
Yes, sir.
And order a horse saddle for me.
Yes, sir. You!
We want to talk to Major Trask.
Major, this is the Indian I was telling you about. The one with the masked man.
Well, I'll be.
Major Trask, masked friend want to talk to you.
Don't tell me he's going to drop in, too.
If he does, sir, I'd like the personal pleasure of putting him in irons.
You certainly have my permission to do that, Lieutenant. In the meantime, put this fellow in the guardhouse.
You let me explain. Masked man want to tell you about Mescalero Chief.
No one has to tell me anything about the Mescaleros. I'll deal with you and your friend when I return from Santa Fe. Take him away, Lieutenant. Yes? Oh, Lieutenant. Is my horse saddled yet?
Yes, sir, but...
But what?
Well, sir, there are 2 more Indians to see you.
2 more? What is this, a trading post?
The oldest one, sir, wants a wagon to take him across the desert to Las Cruces.
You're joking.
No, sir.
All right. Send him in.
Well, as a matter of fact, Major, that one, the oldest one, isn't feeling too well. He's in the stockade, sitting against the wall.
And what's the other one doing, Lieutenant? Playing cards with the cook?
No, sir. He's out in the hall.
Get him in here.
Yes, sir. Come in.
Well, now, what's all this about a wagon?
Me sorry, Major. Me good Indian. Not want make trouble.
All right. Get on with it.
My friend. Him drink much firewater. Him...
You mean he's drunk?
Me come with him here. Think maybe soldier put him in jail for a while, so him not get hurt.
Why do these things have to happen to me? We'll put him in jail, all right. Lieutenant, take care of it. Well, what are you waiting for?
Migo.
I'll be back in 2 or 3 days. And when I return, I want to see everything exactly the same as when I left.
Yes, sir.
Lucito. Lieutenant, wait.
Major Trask orders, Indian.
But you don't understand. Wait.
Masked man say we get help here. Him not tell truth. Masked man die, all white soldiers, settlers die.
My friend come here soon. Look for me. Him help you then.
Not come. Crazy Wolf on way to Indian camp. Call all tribes to war.
By nightfall, the throb of Apache war drums had started, and even Tonto had begun to despair. Then suddenly...
Tonto, what went wrong?
Lieutenant, we meet on range, recognize me. Major Trask not let me explain.
I don't like the sound of those drums.
Them call Apaches together. Mescaleros come get Lucito.
Lucito here? In the guardhouse?
Him very sick. Unconscious now.
We must get him out of here at once.
Kimasami, Lieutenant come.
Don't move, mister. Well, the guard told me you thought he heard someone out here.
Lieutenant, I wonder if you realize the danger you're in. You hear those drums? They signify a declaration of war against this fort and every settler in the territory.
Why should the Apaches want to make war?
Because you have the chief of the Mescaleros locked up.
You mean the old Indian who came here this afternoon?
Zito thought the white soldiers would take him to the hospital in Las Cruces.
I did ask for a wagon. The Indian with him said he was drunk.
Drunk? He's a very sick man. He may be dying. I'd better see him at once.
Now, wait a minute.
The man may be dying, Lieutenant.
Give me your keys and return to your post.
What do you think, Kimasami?
The heartbeat and breathing are far below normal. I believe you'll be all right. Lieutenant, we'll need a wagon and horses. Tonto and I will take him to Las Cruces ourselves.
I can't allow that, mister. Major Trask got definite orders.
It's your decision, Lieutenant. It must be. But let me remind you once again. The good officer is one who can adapt himself to new situations without the aid of a rule book.
What if I let you go? I'll be court-martialed.
And if you keep us here, hundreds of men and women will be killed by the Mescaleros.
Kimasami, drums stop.
That means they'll be on their way soon. Well, Lieutenant?
I'll arrange to have a wagon made ready immediately.
Thank you.
But if the war party comes, who's to stop the Apaches from attacking the fort?
You are?
Me.
When the Indians arrive, you're to ride out by yourself. with your hand raised.
The sign of peace.
They won't do anything until they have heard what you have to say. Tell them you apologize on behalf of all the white soldiers, and their chief is on his way to Las Cruces.
But they'll come after you.
Let them.
Right. Good luck.
Same to you, Lieutenant. Give me a hand, Tonto.
Soon afterward, the start across the desert was made. By dawn, over half the distance to Las Cruces had been covered. But as the sun rose higher, it finally became necessary to stop at one of the rare desert waterholes.
Any change in the chief, Tonto?
No.
We'll rest here.
Hey, Masabi, you think Mescaleros come? Me hear horses, maybe 3 or 4.
Well, there's nothing to do but wait here for them.
Where is Ito?
He's in the wagon.
I did what you suggested. These two said they'd come after you to make sure that Luzito was alive. The rest have the fort surrounded, but they promised to wait until the young fellow there reports back to them.
Luzito dead.
No, Juan.
Luzito died at fort.
All right, if that's what you want to believe, he's dead. But the doctors at Las Cruces, they make great magic. They can bring your grandfather back to life.
Juan, the doctors have no magic.
Do you want to lose your grandfather, Juan?
No.
Then give me the chance to prove I'm telling the truth. Las Cruces is just a few miles away. Let me take Luzito on to the hospital there.
You take him. Juan and Crazy Wolf make camp here. We keep Tonto with us. We wait for message from you. If Luzito do not come back to life, Tonto die first. Then all white soldiers at the fort.
I'll be back with good news before sundown. Let's go, Lieutenant.
It's been a long fight, but he'll recover.
Had he been poisoned?
Oh, you knew about that.
I had my suspicions.
Actually, he's a very lucky man. This poison was evidently administered in small doses over a long period of time. Consequently, he's developed a certain immunity.
So Crazy Wolf defeated himself.
Well, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly. It'll be dark soon. I'd better return at once to Juan with the news about Luzito.
I'll stay here with the old man.
Good.
I hope Tonto's all right.
Yes, so do I.
You sleep long time. Sun go down soon. Me think Luzito not come back to life.
Where Crazy Wolf?
Me not know. Think maybe him take trail that go to hospital.
Him and Sally come back along same trail. Maybe Crazy Wolf try to kill him.
Do not move.
Crazy Wolf, dangerous man, Juan.
Him my friend.
Now you walk up trail ahead of me. We go find Crazy Wolf.
So you wanted to kill me before I could reach Juan with the news that Luzito was out of danger.
Maybe.
We'd learned he'd been poisoned. Was that your work?
What if it was, mister?
You were a fool, Cantrell. Even if you succeeded in killing Luzito, the Mescaleros would have never made you their chief.
I didn't want to be chief. That pinhead Juan would have done anything I wanted him to. Maybe he will yet.
He will? Let's find out. Tonto? Juan?
You tried to kill Luzito.
Listen. No one. He must be taken back to white man's court.
They kill him.
He'll probably be hanged.
You take.
Let's go, Cantrell.
I'm not sure I understand it all yet. You say the Apaches were about to declare war while I was away?
That's right, Major. I can assure you that Lieutenant Wilson had a great deal to do with averting that war.
Well, evidently, you saved me from making a terrible mistake, Lieutenant. Perhaps captain's bars would serve as partial repayment?
Thank you, sir.
Major, I'm glad to hear you admit that your haste in dealing with Chief Luzito was wrong. Not only must the Indians learn to deal fairly with the settlers, but we in return must learn to be fair and honest with them.
I'll do my best from now on.
I know you will, sir. And now that the Mescaleros have returned home, and Cantrell has been returned to Kansas for trial, it's time Tonto and I were on our way.
You make Journey of Dead Man?
Yes, Juan, I think so. Adios.
The Journey of the Dead Man? What's that?
That what Indians call desert now. Them say Luzito dead when masked man take him to Las Cruces.
Wow.
Me not know. But me know this. Luzito die. Many men die. Except for help of Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver!